Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Into the Light, if you have been here before. And I'm so glad to have you guys here, if you've been here before. If not, so today's pick a card reading is going to be about what is your toxic trait. So I'm going to be looking into what your toxic trait is, because we all got one, and also looking at some advice for you based on your toxic trait. So it's going to be a little bit of a deep one today. So if you're ready, let's dive right in. So we have the 4 choices here. We have the red diamond, the dark blue diamond, the clear diamond, and the baby blue diamond. So those are your options. You can pause the video, focus, and pick the selection for you. Alright, so we're going to begin with the red diamond. Alright, so those of you who have chosen the red diamond, this reading here is for you. Put that on top of the selenite. Alright, see what we have. So we have the Knight of Wands, the World, the 6 of Wands, a little bit. We also, for your advice cards, I'm going to put on the ends. We have the wishing card, and the fledgling. All right. So these are your 2 advice cards, and this is your tarot. If you want to know, I am using the Wisdom of the House of the Knight Oracle. I just knocked over the diamond. Oopsies. So yeah, that's what I'll be using today. Alright, so let's dive right in here. So I'm going to start with your tarot cards. So, on the first look, it seems your toxic trait can be that you have a need for validation, for everyone around you to love you, especially with the 6 of Wands here and then the World card. It's like you need that validation, you need to be in the spotlight, and, to be noticed, you may use your looks and your beauty to get people to pay attention to you. Just look at how beautiful this woman is on this card here. And also the Knight of Wands is very passionate, masculine energy here. So definitely using your charm, your looks, your beauty to kind of get attention from other people, which everyone goes through that, right? Everyone has that trait about them. Everybody wants to be noticed, especially in a society like today when we have Instagram and Snapchat and all of that. So yeah, you may have a need for validation. All right. The thing is here, when you have a need for validation, you may be putting out there what you think other people would like to see and not really putting out there what you would like to see. You know what I mean? So it's like you're on this high horse here and everyone's kind of congratulating you, but are you serving your higher purpose, right? With this wishing card here, I'm going to get into the advice a little bit. Make sure that your dreams serve you, right? And don't just do things that will get you attention. Be authentic to you, because when you're authentic to who you are, people will notice that. So you align with your higher purpose, you align with your values, right? And with this fledgling, I don't even know if I pronounced it properly, but this fledgling card here, it's all about, there's a lot of experiences out there, right? And you won't really know things until you experience it. So You may be doing things because, as I said, like you want to get that validation from others, but there's so much out there that you haven't experienced yet, that you haven't even known about. And, even when you start trying to be more authentic to you and your own purpose, you're going to stumble a bit. And, there's always going to be trial and error. But there's so many new opportunities out there for you to, take on, especially with this wishing card here. Like, you can have anything you want. Like, you got the looks, you got the beauty, you can grab people's attention, but make sure you're grabbing people's attention in the right way and making sure that, you are offering something that is very beneficial to you and even others, right? Like, what is your purpose? Really think about that. So yeah, that's what I'm picking up for you. Hopefully that resonated. Please give me a thumbs up. I know it was a little bit of a short one today, but we want to get straight to the point. So please give me a thumbs up, comment below if you'd like to, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye now. All right, those of you who have chosen this dark blue diamond, this reading here is for you. So we're going to dive right in. This one's going to be a little short and concise, but to the point. So let's see what we got here. We have the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Two of Wands, and then for your advice cards, we got 3 here. So the last 2 decks, I think this is the only pile that got 3. So we have honesty, self-worth, and conclusion. So I'll just put these on the outside here. All right, so let's see. First, I would like to say, as you can see in both these cards, they're holding on to a lot of things. So you might be someone that holds on to a lot of things. You might hold a lot of grudges as something that's a part of your personality trait. Something else I'm picking up here is you may not be the person that communicates things very clearly, and you may take on a lot because you don't speak to others about your needs. So you're very you're the type of person to take on a lot because you're like, all right, I want to help everybody. But, you're in the end, you're struggling with all of this stuff, You have the Seven of Swords and then you have the Ten of Wands. It's like you just keep on picking up more things to do. And it's like you may be afraid to let go. You may also change your mind very frequently about what you want to do and what you want. And that's also because you're going to need some more structure, right? You can't just be doing things based on what others want to do for you, and you can't just keep on pleasing people and taking on all of these things because it's stressing you out. It's stressing you out. Period. Easy. It's kind of a little bit easy to see because, the Ten of Wands, you're carrying so much. It's a burden. Let's see here. Yeah, you could just be doing what you think others want you to do, and you think that it's right to do it because you're making other people happy, but you're not making yourself happy, right? And you may also be juggling. Well, for some of you guys, just because the Seven of Swords card is here and the Two of Wands, so you may be also juggling more than one person. Also, if you're single and you're kind of dating around, you're talking to more than one person, that's not really good because you're talking to a bunch of people, getting all this energy, and you're not ending things with someone before you go on to the other person, right? So it's like that energy is just going around and around in a circle, and it can be a little draining when you're just talking to so many different people. So that is for some of you. So especially with the conclusion card here. For your advice, endings are important because they're part of the experience of life. You have to have endings because they help you build stronger foundations, and they help you overcome new things. And sometimes it's needed to end things so you can welcome more new into your life. And then with this honesty card here, be honest to what you want, what your intentions are, especially if you are talking to a whole bunch of people. Be honest, because some people may want to have a relationship with you and you may not be the type of person to want a relationship, right? So be honest with your intentions. And be true to what your motives and your feelings are. Just get a clear message across, right? And then with this self-worth card here, the self-worth card is all about, believing in yourself. Believe that you are worth it and know what you place value on, right? So if you are someone who is dating around and you have a whole bunch of people in your DMs, it's like you're trying to search for validation through these people, but really you are the one that only needs that validation. You only need to give that validation to yourself because you are worth it. You have a lot of value, and it's important because you should be using that to more so push yourself to be in a better situation, in a better place. You're taking on a lot. If you can take on a lot, that means you're a very strong person, But do what is good for you. Do what is good for your heart. You may also be a little bit of a rebel. This girl got all the tattoos on here. So yeah, just do what is best for you. And don't take on too much. That's what I got for you guys. So hopefully you liked that and it resonated. Please give me a thumbs up. You can comment down below, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye now. Alright, those of you who have chosen the Claire Diamond here, this reading here is for you. It's going to be a short, concise one today, but we're getting straight to the point and we're going to give you some advice. So, let's see what your cards are. We have the King of Wands, the Magician, Judgment, and for your advice cards, we have the Meditation card and also Strength. So I'll pick them up so you guys can see them. Woo. Sorry, just readjusting. All right. So what I'm seeing here with this group, you may be the type of person that can always get your way, right? And you know what you want and you'll go out and get it, and it doesn't even matter, right? So for you, for your trait, you're the type of person who is really good at getting what you want, even if some manipulation is needed, right? So you can see that with the Magician here, and especially with the Judgment. When you want something, and you're gonna go out and get it. That's what I see here. Especially with this King of Wands energy, especially if you have any kind of creative projects or, you want to kind of persuade people to buy your products or something like that, or you want to persuade people to take your opinion over others. So you're probably the type of person to come to an argument and always end up winning in the end. You always get the last word. But you should also be aware, my arm. Be aware of that strength you have. It's really great that you can persuade people. You could be a great salesman person. You could probably sell sand to someone that lives in the desert, right? So just be aware of these things. You don't want to manipulate people because, that's not really healthy and that's not really nice. So you have to be aware of your own strength here. Look at that Strength card. You have enough strength to get what you want and go to the places that you need to be, But make sure you're putting that strength towards something that isn't going to damage people in the process, right? Keep being that leader that you are, keep striving for what you want, but use that energy somewhere else and not to get to control people to do what you want. Because you're a very wise person here. You have all the tools you need to be successful. Now with the meditation card here, it's really just telling you to, like, sometimes you just gotta chillax. Sometimes you just gotta chill out. Because sometimes you just need to chill out, because you may be pushing people to do things that you want, like, very quickly and on a whim. Like, one day you want one thing and the other day you want a different thing. So make sure that you're meditating on what you want and actually, like, what you value. So I'm just gonna look into the Wisdom of the House of the Night booklet here to just get a little bit more on this meditation. I want to make sure that I give you guys the best advice that I can. This is a time for non-action. Do nothing and find quiet within your heart and wait. All will be revealed when the time is right. Now is the time for quiet contemplation. You won't miss anything if you stay quiet. Yeah. You also may be the type of person to kind of, like, want to be a part of everything. Like, if there's an event happening, you have to be there. And that may be for some of you. But it's important to kind of just sit back, relax, and not need to be in the forefront of everything. All right? Really think about what you want. Really think about what you need and how it will be valuable to yourself and helpful to yourself. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Hopefully it resonated. Please give me a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye now. All right, last but not least, those of you who have chosen the baby blue diamond, this reading here is for you. I don't even know why I said 2. Maybe that's an important number for some of you guys. I don't know. All right. So these are your advice cards here, and I'm going to be using the tarot to look into what your toxic personality trait is. So we have the Hanged Man. We have the 3 of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. And then for your advice cards, we have Cycles. And we also have Trapped. All right. So tune into the energy here. So I'm picking up on a couple of things. Whatever resonates, please take with you, and whatever doesn't, leave it behind. What I'm picking up here is you might be someone that gets easily offended and hurt, especially with this 3 of Swords card. That might be your thing. You just get easily offended, which, you know what, I do too. I get easily offended too. And this may be because of some losses that you had in the back, some past abandonments, you know, especially if you had a bunch of, like, really bad relationships. And, you know, maybe in a relationships your partner would say things to you that you didn't really like, and because of that, it made you a little bit more sensitive. So you carry lots of load to keep others happy and balanced because you don't like confrontation. You want to avoid confrontation, which is really showing up with the Hanged Man here. Like, the hanged man, he's hanging from a tree, you know? He's kind of sacrificing himself to kind of look at. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, you may be someone that carries a lot of load to keep others happy and balanced, which is showing up here with the hanged man. Because the hanged man talks about sacrifices, and you may be making sacrifices to kind of keep things not confrontational. So you may be sacrificing parts of yourself for others, which is not good, you know, because you may be doing it a little too much where it starts to hurt you in the end, like it starts to hurt your own heart. And then with this Knight of Cups here, you may also be someone that has a lot of emotional responses to situations, and that's because you kind of just keep things in, and that's not good to really keep things in because you're not expressing your true side, your true self, and what you're feeling, right? And it's kind of like with this trapped card here, you feel trapped because you feel like you don't want any confrontation, so you need to be helping everyone else around you, and you're kind of just stuck in this cycle. Let's see what else here. Yeah, I'm heavily more picking that up, but also this can be for some of you. You may be the type of person who gets into relationships and you sacrifice yourself in the relationship. So it's like you get in a relationship and you put the other person more before you. So it's like you're always giving them their needs, and then you run into a point where it's like, I can't keep doing this anymore. And then you get a little stagnant, and then your partner's like, hey, like, you've been giving me all this loving all this time, and now you're not doing anything. So that might be another one here that I'm picking up. So I'm just going to look into the Wisdom of the House of the Knight cards just to get more insight on these advice cards here. So let's start with the Trapped card here. This is what it looks, little birdie in the cage. So it says, do you sense that you cannot do what you really want to do because others have expectations of you that you may not be able to fulfill? See, fulfilling a lot of people's expectations because maybe wanting to avoid conflict, but you know that you can't keep on doing this. Do you feel as if you will never get what you want or go where you want to go? Have patience, for truly you are in a temporary prison that exists in your mind. Your circumstances, no matter what they are, will change, and you will be free to experience the life you wish to lead. In these times, dreaming is the best antidote, and of course, patience. Consider the story of the half-raven boy, trapped in conflict until he follows his heart. So, you should be following your heart, you know? Of course that would be your advice here, because you've been focusing so much on pleasing others and making sure everyone around you is feeling good, you know? And you're getting like easily offended and hurt whenever people abandon you because you've been putting your heart out there so much. And you know, some people can't reciprocate that sameness to you. And, you know, even when people can't do the same for you, don't stop doing it. Just do it for the right people, right? So you may be feeling trapped and stuck in cycles, especially with this here. Like you feel like you can't get out of that. Well, let's look into the cycles card here and see what advice it has for you. So it says, the moon goes from new to full in cycles that repeat each month. Whatever you are planning to do or to reveal by asking your question will be revisited in other circumstances. So, what you're planning to do or to reveal by asking your question will be revisited in other circumstances. Be clear about your action, and you will surely meet this experience again. So, what it's saying so far is that if you plan, obviously, but if you plan to, break this cycle of yours, if you plan to stop letting people kind of take advantage of you, and you plan to try and not be so easily hurt by things, sit down with yourself and be clear about what you actually want and what actions you want to take to get past this toxic trait. It also says, remember what goes around comes around, like the moon that revolves around the planet. The energy that you express in your next action will orbit around you. Make sure it's a good one. So it's basically saying here, what goes around comes around. So if you get into a relationship, right? And you don't want to feel like you're doing all of the work. It's not 50-50. It's more like 70-20 or something like that, or 80-20, whatever it is. Make sure that when you get into that relationship that, there is boundaries. There's an equal distribution of energy. There's an equal distribution of what you both want, And if it has to do with family, make sure you're letting your family know, like, okay, I'm not going to let this action keep happening again. I'm not going to keep on sacrificing myself and what I want just to make you guys happy. You don't have to keep sacrificing your own, what you value and your own self for others. And the way that starts with you. All right? So hopefully that resonated. Please give me a thumbs up, a comment. Please subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye now.